First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Also, salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And basically, this is gonna be a quick one because this is something that needs to be cleared up. All right, because like Apostle Rakah said, they're gonna come the Christians. All right, the other Hebrew Israelite camps. All right, they're gonna all come towards and go hard on Great Millstone, man. Why? Because we have the truth. All right, and it also says in the scriptures that the truth will be evil spoken of, man. Okay, so my first point, really the subject of the video is the Gentiles, man. Okay, so the Gentiles spoken of in the New Testament. All right, they are not talking about all the people in all nations being saved every time you read the word Gentile in Greek. Okay, when you read the word Greek in the New Testament, it is not talking about the Edomite Greeks, man. Okay, it is not talking about them. All right, the so-called the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, would be considered Gentiles or Greeks. Why? Because they were going to leave their inheritance and their nationality, as spoken of in Jeremiah. Okay, that is why they were being called Gentiles instead of Jews, instead of Israelites. All right, specifically, all right, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and the Haitians, who make up the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, we're all grouped together as being, all right, the nation of Judah, okay, which is the southern kingdom of Israel. All right, and this just proves that the Apocrypha is needed for you to understand the scriptures, man, in its severity, man, in its fullness, okay, because this gives you information letting you know which specific Greeks the Most High was talking about, man. All right, and when I say that, I'm telling you, all right, from reading the scriptures, that those Greeks and Gentiles were talking about Israelites. All right, that were amongst the Greeks and Gentiles following their ways. All right, just like you see so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans following the ways of Americans, man, even though the Israelites, same thing, man. All right, that's why you have to know history. All right, and also you have to realize that the Apocrypha is a part of the King James Bible, man, which is why a lot of people don't understand, all right, who the Gentiles are in the New Testament, man. That's a mystery. Only the people that the Lord has given his spirit to are going to understand this, man. Who are those people? The elect, which we hope to be, man. You see? But enough talking. I'm going to get the scripture just to solidify the fact that I'm making, man. Okay? This is in the Apocrypha, man. This is in between the Old and New Testament. So this is a whole plethora of history that's missing from the common day world because they took the Apocrypha out through the Bible destruction group, okay? But this is a part of it. This gives you insight on who those Gentiles are in the New Testament, man. All right? So this is 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Epiphanes, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of the youth in the fashions of the heathen." All right, so that proves right there that our people were being trained up from their youth, all right, in the fashions of the heathens, man. And the heathen that we were amongst, all right, were the so-called Greeks, even though they weren't the real Greeks, the Edomites. All right, but the Edomite Greeks that we were under, we started to follow their fashions, which is why when you go to the New Testament, all right, you see Israelites, all right, being called Greeks in certain cases and scenarios, okay? This is why, because we were following the customs of the heathen, as it's spoken of here, man. This is all the history before the New Testament, okay? During the time of Antiochus, all right? During the beginning stages, all right, of the Greek and Roman Empire, man. Okay? It's all insight in the scriptures, man. It's history, man. Secular, man. So it says, which when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation, the nation of Israel, all right, to Greekish fashion, okay? So that's why you're seeing certain people or men in the New Testament being called Greeks, and how the covenant is being opened unto Greeks, because these were Israelites that were following heathenistic customs, all right, being given the chance to come back to the fact and come back to the Commonwealth of Israel, man, which is the new covenant through Hamashiach Yahushai. Okay, so you gotta kind of link these up, man. And only people with the Spirit is gonna be able to do this, man. Other people are not gonna have they're not gonna have the time to. They're not gonna put the effort into doing this, all right, because this is only given to the elect, man. Period. It says, verse 11, and the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John the father of Euplamus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. He took away and putting down the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. So the customs against the law were the customs that our people were keeping that weren't pertaining to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, they were heathenistic customs, which also reiterates the fact that they were under heathenistic fashions, which is why they were being called Greeks and Gentiles in New Testament. You see? So it says, for he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, all right? And our people were, you know how our people are, man. They want to follow everything that's not under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So they were following Greek fashions, man. Heathenistic customs, all right? It says, an increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. And this is when we were under the rule of a wicked high priest, man. It tells you in 1 Maccabees that there will be wicked men that will come out of Israel, roughly paraphrasing, man. Just like we have today. Jesse Jackson, T.D. Snakes, all right? Who else? Elijah Muhammad, okay? All in that same manner, making our people to follow heathenistic customs in the present day, the day we're living in right now, man. Following the American way, all right? Trying to live the American dream. This is the same thing, all right? Which Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun, man. Okay? Then it says, verse 14, that the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. All right, so they considered themselves, all right, the so-called the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in this time considered themselves Greeks. Okay, they loved the glory of being a Grecian best of all, which is why the Lord was sent, all right, so like his gospel was sent through the apostles, through Paul, all right, to the Greeks and to the Gentiles, man. Okay? This is why, man. Verse 16, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. All right, our people wanted to be like the Edomite Greeks and the Romans, the Edomites, in all things, which is the same thing that we're seeing today. Our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you want to be like the so-called white man and all the heathen nations that are ruling right now in all things. Same thing, man. There's nothing new under the sun, man. All right, so I'm gonna skip over a chapter. I'm gonna start this 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. So it was a decree that was put out for our people during that time, all right, the Southern Kingdom, to follow the fashions of the heathens. At that time, the heathen nation ruling were the Edomite Greeks, okay? Or let's just say the Edomites in general, because they aren't the real Greeks, okay? And what do you see our people doing today? Following the customs of the heathen, the so-called white man. Same exact thing, man. Nothing is new under the sun, man. You see? Now, you people that don't understand this, man, you just weren't meant to understand this, man. Okay? It says, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. So our people were forced into this, man. Forced into that life, man. All right? Or they would face death. A lot of our people took death, man. Tells you in Maccabees that a lot of our people, they took death rather than follow these heathenistic ways and customs during that time, man. But majority of our people were invested and chose the Grecian glory best of all, man. All right? Which is why they were called Greeks, even though they were really Israelites following heathenistic customs, all right, in the New Testament, okay? So I'm going to get this. I don't want to make it too long just to solidify the fact. Do it in the same Bible, all right? Bear with me 1 second. So I'm going to go in the New Testament. Slocky, bear with me 1 second. Certain verse I'm looking for, because the covenant is only open to Israel. The Greeks, when it speaks on Greeks, I just broke down to you why our people were being called Greeks. When it speaks on Gentiles, it's the same situation, man. Okay? Slocky, bear with me. There we go. This is Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. It says, there is neither Jew, all right? I'm going to start at 27. I'm going to start at 26. Galatians 3 and 26. For ye are all the children of the Most High by faith in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay, verse 27. For as many of you as have been baptized into Hamashiach have put on Hamashiach. All right, and based off the scriptures, the Lord only came to save and redeem Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the Lord himself. So no other nation could be baptized into the Messiah but the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Okay, no other nation is allotted any inheritance with us, man. So when you see Gentile, that's talking about a so-called Negro Latino, or Slakia, a so-called Negro, West Indian, or Haitian, because that was the rule of the Southern Kingdom, man. Okay, the Southern Kingdom was in the time they were living amongst the Greeks. They were living amongst the Romans. Okay, so when you see Greek, as you're gonna see in this scripture, it's talking about Israelites, man. The Lord is not coming back for any other nation, man. All right. Verse 27, for as many of you as have been baptized into Hamashiach have put on Hamashiach. There is neither Jew nor Greek. That's the Greek there. All right, the Greek that we broke down in 2 Maccabees. All right, the 4th and the 6th chapter, on how our people became and evolved into a Greek mindset. All right. Hence, they were being called Greeks, man. That's why the Lord came back for. That's why he said, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There's neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Okay, and if ye be Hamashiachs, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. And who was given the promise, man? Real simple, man. All right, it's talking about Israelites. All right, let's go to Romans. Let's see who was given the promise. Romans chapter 9, Verse 3, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. What do we just read in Galatians, man? That it was neither Jew nor Greek, okay? This was the Lord opening up the covenant to our people that didn't know they were Israelites or who didn't follow the ways of their forefathers, but instead followed the ways of the heathen, which in that time were either the Greeks or Romans. So they called themselves Greeks. So the Lord said is neither Jew nor Greek. You see? And the promises pertain to them. And who do the promises only pertain to? Who are Israelites. Verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh Hamashiach came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Okay, Tawab. It's real simple to understand. Cut and clean, man. All right. You other nations, any other nation outside the nation of Israel is not going to be saved. You're going to be a slave in the kingdom. And on this side, you will be destroyed, which is what the Bible prophesies as your end here in Babylon the Great or America. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Call halal yum la. Allah hayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom.